So you think you know the Bible? Let's take a second to find out. Let's begin with Noah. Easiest question ever. How many of each kind of animal was on the ark? I know, Mr. Man, I know. It was 2. Sorry, but that's not correct. No. In fact, that's only partially correct, and we know where that gets us in today's term. In fact, I've got my Bible right here. I'm going to show you in Genesis chapter 7, starting at verse number 2. It says, of every clean beast, you're going to take it by the 7s, and of every beast that's not clean, you take it by 2. And of the fowls of the air, you take it by 7. What's important about that is the fact that the first thing Noah and his family did when they got off the ark was they gave a sacrifice. And if they only had 2 of every clean animal and they landed on the ark, or not landed on the ark, they landed on land and built an altar to make a sacrifice, and they only had 2 lambs, and the whole species would have died just right then and there. And another thing about Noah and the ark, how did it flood? You see, a lot of people just only think about rainfall when flooding, but in fact, most of the rain or most of the water actually came from under the ground. The Bible says that God opened up the great fountains of the deep. And without getting into scientific stuff, that's such a geological event. It would literally be like God shaking the earth. So maybe you just learned something new. Maybe you didn't. But I got a challenge for you, and I have a prize for the winner. Since we're in the spirit of finding out what you know or may not know about the Bible, we're going to ask a question, and the first person to get it right, who is not a part of our ministry team, we're going to make sure that they get our first Green Pond Worship t-shirt. Now, my first question, in the beginning of the Bible, in Genesis, and I think it's the 3rd or 4th verse. Let me check. It is. It's the 3rd verse. Matt's being forgetful. God says, let there be light. Now, if you read further on down in Genesis, God makes the sun. My question to you is, what was the light? Why did he make the sun if he just made light? So the first person to answer, what was this light? We will make sure that you get one of our first Green Pond Worship shirts. We're still working on the background color, but you will get one of the first shirts, and we'll private message you and get your size and all of that. Thank you. And again, my ministry team can't answer this question.